Hey guys, welcome back to Chefs of Anime. I'm Vince.
I'm Taylor.
And we're here to make another wonderful dish. Now, before we begin, yes, I am wearing the critically acclaimed apron. You can get it on Etsy. You'll find any number of different craft makers on Etsy to buy this. I would link the person in the comments below on who created this, but unfortunately their shop is taking a break right now. In the book, we're going to be looking at the sandwich basket recipe, which is in wonderful glory. And if you remember from the game, you get it as a quest item. In the recipe book, there's a little blurb under every recipe title. And in this blurb, Magria or Gyohan just basically talks about the recipe, where it came from, how to cook it. Taylor is going to go ahead and read Magria's little blurb.
Okay. I heard gossip among the Mughals about a new sign of the 7th dawn, so I just had to see for myself, Kupo. I snuck over to Mordana and found a new face in the crowd. A determined Makote with red hair and fierce red eyes. I apparently wasn't the only person there to see him. He was trying to help by attending to different complaints and problems among the locals. He had a big basket of sandwiches that he was giving out, so I helped myself to a couple. Oh, there's an idea. I'll tell Gyohan to make his own sandwich basket.
And thus, he did. Yeah, we will. And so let's get right into it.
So the sandwich basket is actually a trio of 3 different kinds of sandwiches, and we're going to be starting on the first one here, which is an egg salad. So first we are going to get everything set to go. We have our eggs that we're going to be boiling. I have a 50-50 mix of salt and pepper here. And then we have some scallions we're going to prep and a little bit of mayo. So first, we'll get the easy part done. Just get about a 1/4 cup's worth of mayo out and ready to go. Now this recipe calls for Japanese mayo, but of course anything you have in your fridge is going to work and be just fine. And the last part, we're going to have our scallions. It calls for 3 scallions, chopped thin, white and green portions. And next, our recipe calls for us to go ahead and boil our eggs. So we are going to, per the recipe's instructions, get a bowl that is about half or so filled with water. I'm going to place the eggs inside. Gently, so as they don't crack when they hit the bottom of the pan. Then we're going to turn on our burner to about medium-high heat. We're going to cover that with a lid, and once it comes to a boil, we'll let it go for 7 minutes and then turn it off. Now our 7 minutes is up, so we're going to cut the heat, take the pot off the burner, and we're going to have a bowl of ice water ready to go so that we can shock the eggs and stop the cooking process. What we do is gently set them down in the cold water. And once you have all of them in there, you're going to let them rest in that cold water for at least 3 minutes, because you're going to be handling them immediately after and starting peeling. And after the eggs have been sitting in the cold water for about 3 minutes, you'll want to start cracking and peeling them. Alright, and for our next step, we are going to take all of our freshly peeled eggs, and we're going to finely mince them before adding them in with the rest of our ingredients. Now that we have all of our eggs nice and finely chopped in our bowl, we're going to add all our 3 ingredients and get to actually make the filling of our egg salad sandwiches. So first, it's going to be our 1/4 cup of mayonnaise that we had, scallions, and salt and pepper to taste. I like mine a little bit more salty and peppery, so I'm going to go a little bit heavier. And we just combine. And this here is roughly the consistency of what you're going for. Everything is well mixed throughout and distributed, and it looks a little bit like that. And for the start of our assembly process, the cookbook actually does specify remove crust from bread. So we're gonna go ahead and get that going, and then we'll start spooning on some of the filling. Just try and get as close to the edge of the bread there as you can. Just retain as much of that center as possible. And here, I'm not gonna worry quite as much, I just want a nice straight line. Okay, now it comes time to actually apply our egg salad to the sandwiches. We are just going to try and section this out as best possible so you get 3 even amounts to go on each sandwich. Alright, now that we have our filling on our 3 pieces of bread here, we're going to top, and then I'm going to wrap each sandwich in saran wrap real nice and tight, and put them in the fridge for an hour so that the middle can cool and they're easier to cut.
While your egg salad sandwich is resting in the fridge, now's the time to go ahead and move on to the next section. It's going to be our lettuce, avocado, tomato sandwich. As we prepare for our lettuce sandwich, make sure that you grab your avocado, cut, and then you'll feel the pit on the inside. Make sure you just wrap that knife around. You want to turn, like so, and then be brave. Stab it, turn, pull. Next, after you pitted your avocado, you want to make sure you grab your bowl, take a spoon, and take that avocado out and make sure it gets into your bowl. You're going to be smashing that later. And your avocados should be mashed like so. Then what you'd like to do is season with a pinch of salt and pepper, and make sure you incorporate that evenly. Next, the tomato. You want to make sure you slice it nice and thick, so grab your knife, slice off a small part at the end. Make sure you close your fingers so you don't chop them off. And here you have it. All your tomatoes sliced. Now you only need 2 tomatoes for 1 for each sandwich, but we like ours a little bit meatier, so we're gonna have some extra meaty tomatoes. Next, after you get done cutting your tomatoes, you wanna grab your tomatoes and put them on a napkin or paper towel to release some of that moisture. And maybe I can grab 1 more slice. That's nice. I like that. That one's nice and big. And we'll just let that go for about 5 minutes. After you have your tomatoes nicely dried out, you're gonna want to head and generously salt each side of the tomato. And we'll be moving on to the construction of the salad. And for the sake of time, we went ahead and grabbed a head of lettuce, iceberg to be exact, cut it in half, and have it already prepared for assembly of our sandwich. For this part of the sandwich, you want to make sure that you have 4 white slices of bread. And just like the other one, we're going to go ahead and cut off the crusts. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna spread the avocado evenly in a thick layer on 2 slices of white bread. Next, you're gonna place a layer of lettuce on top of the avocado. So if you want, just grab 1 layer. And it doesn't say necessarily how nice it has to be, but for presentation's sake, you'll probably want to cut off some of it just to make it into a square or rectangle the way that your bread is cut. Be generous in how you form that, because at the end of the day, it's going to be smushed together. Then you're going to top it off with a tomato slice and a little bit more lettuce. So we said that we wanted ours to be a little bit more tomatoey. So out of the 4 slices, we just grabbed like the biggest and thickest parts of the tomato. And then we'll grab some more lettuce and we'll place it right on there. And then we're gonna be taking our last 2 slices. You're gonna generously spread mayonnaise. And just like our last sandwiches, we're going to tightly wrap each sandwich in plastic wrap and place them in the refrigerator for 1 hour. This will make the sandwiches easier to cut, and then we'll carefully cut the sandwiches in half diagonally.
And our last sandwich that we are going to be making today is going to be the roast beef and horseradish. The only thing we're going to have to construct for this last bit of sandwich is actually our horseradish sauce, which we're going to do right now. It starts with 60 grams or 1/4 cup of sour cream, 2 teaspoons of horseradish sauce, 1 teaspoon of mayonnaise, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of white wine vinegar. Just gonna stir everything to combine. And if you want, they say that you can keep this specific sauce in an airtight container in your fridge for up to a week. So if you want to keep making roast beef sandwiches throughout the week for lunch, you've got this awesome sauce that you can have to go right on top of it. Next, we're gonna get our bread ready. Just like all the rest of our sandwiches, we're gonna have the crust cut off. Right, now we have our 2 sandwiches ready to put together. First, we are going to spread a generous portion of our horseradish sauce on each of the pieces of bread. We're gonna have our roast beef. This is gonna get about 4 slices of roast beef each. There's gonna go a little bit of our iceberg lettuce on each piece. Top up, sauce side down, and just like the others, we're going to wrap these up in saran wrap and let them sit in the fridge for about an hour before cutting.
After you finish the roast beef sandwiches, now it's time to assemble everything. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any baskets, so we're just gonna go put it on a plate. Well, guys, there you have it. Basically, we are done with our sandwich basket, courtesy of Final Fantasy's cookbook. Now all we have to do is essentially taste it. We've got 3 sandwiches. That's our egg salad sandwich, the lettuce sandwich, and then the roast beef and horseradish sandwich. Anyone you wanna do first?
I mean, I think we started out making the egg salad, so we should probably try that one first.
Yeah, great, awesome. Let's go ahead and do it. So we cut smaller sides for us since we have another half, but yeah, this is basically the end result. Mine.
Take that one. Okay.
Boop.
Cheers.
Cheers. Just like an egg salad sandwich. Although I do like them, I probably would like a little bit more seasoning in it, I'd say.
Yeah, I think this is meant to be a starter. This is a good starting point.
Yeah.
It's a good basic egg salad sandwich. I'm personally me, I'd like a little more zip in there, maybe some vinegar, maybe a little bit more black pepper. You want to get crazy, maybe some smoked paprika. But as a basic sandwich, that was good.
Yeah. Next one would be our, let's do our lettuce. Yeah, let's do lettuce.
Taking this guy right here.
That's a lot of avocado.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
looking forward to it.
I kind of chunked this one up. All right, cheers.
Prost.
Pretty good. Very good. I'm not one way or the other, personally, but I mean, it's still really good regardless.
Absolutely. And one thing I can say is the more avocado you add onto this, the more messy it's going to be. So
yeah, this was crazy to assemble. It's a lot. Last one.
This is what I'm really looking for.
Yeah, I'm interested about the horseradish sauce.
Mm-hmm. Same.
All right, cheers. Oh, God. Oh, there's the horseradish kick.
I personally like that kick.
Yeah, you are unfazed. I am.
So if you like horseradish, you're gonna like that sandwich.
If you want to cut down on it, probably more to my style. If you like a lot of horseradish, then kick it on his style. Otherwise, guys, this is the sandwich. I feel like I should give this a rating. What do you say out of 10?
I think if you're going to present this as the dish is complete, there's no changing it, there's nothing to do with it, then I'm gonna put it at about a 5. But if you can play with it, if you can adjust a few things here and there and tweak some stuff, you could make this into an 8.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely like a 6 for me. Maybe because I thought 7 at first, but then the horseradish kind of like kicked me in the face, so maybe it was like a 6. Egg salad sandwich, nice, middle of the road. Wasn't too excited about it, but it wasn't really disappointing at all. I thought that the crisp tomato, the fresh avocado, the lettuce, pretty simple, did lighten things up a bit after eating the egg salad sandwich. And man, I don't know, I actually wish that I ate the horseradish first.
So it could cleanse through?
Yeah, and then the lettuce, and then the egg salad. I think out of all of them, I like the egg salad the most.
I would say egg salad's probably the best out of the 3.
Yeah.
Just at baseline.
Yeah, so I'd say probably like 6.5, really. But, yeah, not bad. Well, guys, that wraps up an episode of Chefs of Anime. Sandwich basket from Final Fantasy XIV. I'm pretty sure that Grahatia, the Makote with red hair and fierce red eyes, probably would have made it a lot better than us, but you know, we don't live at the Crystarium. They probably have all kinds of different things over there. If you enjoyed our content, please don't forget to go ahead and tip us with a like and then subscribe with the big red button.
And if you want to know when the next video is coming up to the pass, make sure to hit that bell.
And thank you, Walking Dog, for providing us with DMCA-free, copyright-free music that's lo-fi chill hop and quiet future bass. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching Chefs of Anime. I'm Vince.
I'm Taylor.
And we'll see you in the next one.